Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. You don't need anything in particular for your practice this morning, just yourself and your mat. And I'll invite you to either stay in a seated position or come to lie down for the first part of the practice this morning. So just let's take these first few moments to arrive and to decide whether we want to sit or lie down. Perhaps sighing the breath away 2 or 3 times as you gather yourself and note how you are feeling this morning in body and mind. Acknowledging that we are not here to change or fix or do in this moment, just time to be. So sighing the breath away as you settle down, get comfortable. And then let's take a giant breath in together and sigh that breath away. And let's do this 2 more times. So taking a giant breath in together and blowing the breath away. And once more. In this moment, can we all imagine a blanket of love wrapping itself around all of us and the work we are about to do together? So whilst we are all in our separate homes, in our separate spaces, we can connect energetically. We can come together to practice the sacred art of yoga to help strengthen and stabilize and uplift us all. So the invitation this morning is to view the next 75 minutes as time to truly nourish yourself, thinking of your yoga practice as medicine or as a healing tonic. One way we can settle frayed nerves, agitation, worry. One way we can restore, rejuvenate, re-energize, and find our way back to our true selves. As we begin to move our bodies into different shapes and combine this with our breath, let us also remember that our true self, our true home, is peaceful, joyful, and full of love and light. In our practice, we are working towards experiencing more and more peace and love for self and others. We're working towards building up our internal reserves of prana, healing energy, concentrating energy in our core, so strengthening our energy field, all the while working to refine this energy so that it vibrates at a higher frequency, that of love, joy, peace. So in this sense, in our practice today, the invitation is to think of ourselves in terms of energy and focus on building, refining, consolidating energy, prana, inside of us, which can be particularly important towards the end of the year. Many of us may be feeling as though our cups are quite empty. So we're going to start off this morning with some breathing, and we're going to work with the bandhas, which we haven't been working with for a while. So if you're lying down, I'll invite you to just draw the knees in towards the chest, no hurry, and just start to rock gently from side to side. If you're in a seated position, you might like to stretch forward. And then in a moment, we'll work with our first breathing practice. All right, so for this practice, as with all of our breathing, we need to ensure that the spine is as upright as possible with minimal effort. So you might be sitting in a chair or sitting on a bolster, some support, just allowing the shoulders to soften down. You might like to imagine there's an invisible cord connected to the sternum bone, and that's lifting you up towards the heavens. And the skin of the face soft. The eyes can be closed or just with a soft downward glance. And we're going to, this morning, take the hands out to the sides with the palms facing up, just soft, empty palms. So again, make sure the arms and those shoulders are soft and relaxed. Exhaling all breath. So this is called central channel breathing. Going to imagine that the breath now is flowing down from the sky, like there's a beam or channel of breath, energy, light flowing down from the sky, and you're drawing that in through the crown of the head, taking it to the belly. Little pause there. And then on the exhalation, the breath, that energy flows down through the body and deep into Mother Earth. So with each inhalation, we're drawing breath, energy, light in through the crown of the head. We're taking it down to the belly. A little pause, and then exhaling, sending breath, energy, awareness down through the body and deep into Mother Earth. So let's work with this for another couple of minutes. Breathing in through the crown of the head, through Sahasrara chakra. Breath, awareness flowing down to the belly, a little pause. And exhaling, sending the breath down through the pelvic bowl, down through the perineum, and deep into Mother Earth. So this is also a really good grounding practice if you've been feeling a little bit wobbly lately or a little bit too much head energy, anxiety, lots of worries, busy mind. This is a great practice to work with. Breathing in through the crown, drawing the breath down to the belly, pausing, and then sending the breath down through the body, deep into Mother Earth. So just a couple more breaths in this way. When you finish that second exhalation, I'm going to rest the left hand over the spiritual heart center and bring the right hand into Jhana Mudra. with the index finger tucked under the thumb, and that just rests out to the side level with your heart. Taking a few breaths now into the heart, and we'll chant 3 Oms. So let's exhale all breath, and then breathing in. Bringing the right hand to rest over the heart, and just bow your head down towards the heart. And release, lift the head, release the hands. I'm going to come back to meet you on my mat, and we're going to come onto all fours to work with our bandhas this morning. So if you have a full tummy or any stomach ulcers, you may not want to work with the bandhas, our internal energy lock. So you might just work with some gentle cat movements instead, just inhaling, exhaling, working with cat. Otherwise, we're going to have a go at working with 3 bandhas in this position. So remembering we have Mula Bandha, our perineal lock, Uddiyana Bandha is our tummy lock, Jalandhara Bandha is our throat lock. And when we apply the three locks, the energy is being drawn down into the solar plexus and contained there, so building up our internal reserves of energy. If you haven't done this before, you might like to watch the first one and then join in. And if you work with the bandhas and you start to feel dizzy or nauseous, that's an indication to stop. So it is a very strong cleansing practice. All right, so we start off in this neutral position. Just exhale all breath here. And then as we breathe in, we'll move into cat. And then we're going to blow the breath out through the mouth as we round the back. And then we hold this position as we apply our bandhas. So you're squeezing the perineum, drawing the tummy in up under the rib cage, chin to chest. So no breath in the body as we hold. When you need to breathe, you just come back to that neutral position and take a breath or two. Check in with yourself. Make sure you're feeling okay. All is okay, we'll go on to round 2. So again, we breathe in, lift the tailbone, soft face, blowing the breath out through the mouth as we round the back. And hold this position. So Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and Jalandhara Bandha. All our internal energy locks applied. When you need to breathe, come back to that neutral position and take a breath or 2. All right, so last one, inhale. Blowing the breath out through the mouth and holding. When you finish, we'll just drop back into child pose, making fists with the hands and resting your forehead on your fists. And you might like to say to yourselves a few times, I release all resistance to love. I release all resistance to love. All right, let's slowly release, and we're going to come up to stand. Just take your time and work with another breathing practice. So this is another very strong practice to build up our internal reservoirs of energy. It's quite heating, it's quite stimulating. Again, if we have a full tummy or any tummy ulcers, or it's also not recommended for high blood pressure. So if that's the case, you might like to just work with the central channel breathing that we did earlier. So even taking the hands out to the side, feet hip width, drawing the breath in through the crown to the belly, and exhale down into Mother Earth. Otherwise, we're going to have a go at Bastrika pranayama, which again, we haven't done for quite a while. This is our bellows breath. So imagine we've got a fire and we've got the bellows and we're stoking the fire. So we're stoking our internal fire, Agni, our digestive fire. So we're going to do it in a standing position. So feet are comfortable distance apart, little bend in the legs, and the hands are going to rest onto our thighs. With this breath, we're going to be pumping the tummy in, out, in, out. We'll do 3 rounds. And at the end of each round, again, we'll apply the bandhas just at that last moment. If you're quite new to this, you just do 10 breaths per round. Those of you with more experience, you can do up to 20 if you feel okay. But again, just check in with yourself. If it doesn't feel right, if you feel dizzy, lightheaded, that's an indication to stop. So let's exhale all breath. And then we start. So just counting to yourself as you pump the tummy in, out, in, out. So when you finish, deep breath in, blow the breath out, and then just pause here. So chin to chest, squeeze the perineum, drawing the tummy in up under the rib cage. So we're holding with our bandhas. And when you need to breathe, just gently fold forward, legs bent, hang forward. All right, and then we'll try the second round. So hands onto our thighs, exhale all breath. And then beginning. When you finish, deep breath in, blow the breath out, and applying our internal energy lock. So squeezing the perineum, tummy draws in up into the ribcage, chin to chest. And release when you need to. Hang forward, check in with yourself. You can always come to sit down or lie down if you're not feeling great standing. If you're feeling okay, we'll do round 3. Hands onto the thighs. Exhale all breath. And then begin your counting. Deep breath in. Blow the breath away. Applying the bandhas. Holding, holding. When you need to breathe, hanging forward. All right, we're going to come back down into extended child now. So big toes touching, knees at least hip width apart, Arms extending forward. Connecting with your breath here. And if you feel any stiffness in this moment, any tightness or any little niggles or pain, send that area some loving attention. Let it be there rather than being frustrated or wishing it away. Send it a warm hug. So we can think of every movement this morning, every practice on our mat as a loving act towards ourselves. All right. So from here, we're going to work with our hippie cat, making some imaginary circles on the mat with our hips. So if you're not sure, you can have a look. As we breathe in, we're going to come around to one side. We lean forward. We come around to the other side and back. So around to the side, leaning forward to the other side and back. Good. Nice, slow circles. Good. And then let's reverse directions. One more. Good. And then come back onto all fours and we'll work with another variation of cat, making circles in a different direction this time. So this time we come over to the side, we crouch down low to the other side and then push the back up towards the sky. So come over to one side, crouch down low to the other side, push the back up to the side, crouch down low, the other side, push the back up, and one more. Good, and then reverse. Good, and release. So we're back onto all fours. We'll bring the knees together now to prepare to work with a variation of tiger. So with this one, the fingers are spread wide, middle fingers pointing straight ahead. As we breathe in, we're going to draw the right knee in towards the forehead. And as we exhale, extend the leg back. So breathing in, knee to forehead. And breathing out, extend the leg back. Let's do 3 more. Now this last one, option to hold as we extend the leg back and take the opposite arm forward. So we're holding now in a balance, allowing the breath to flow, pointing the right toes, stretching the left fingers forward. Good, and then releasing your palm and your knee down. So let's do the same on the other side. As we breathe in, left knee comes in. Exhale back. Draw the knee in and send it back. So now on this last one, we're extending the left leg and taking that right arm forward. Pointing the left toes, stretching the right fingers forward and breathing. Good. And gently release the palm and the knee. Release your hands, come up onto the knees. You might give the hands a little bit of a shake. We're going to try and work with a little bit of a strengthening for our quads. So we're going to hold on to our opposite elbows and slowly start to lean back. So we're going to have a couple of goes at this. You can stay as long as you like as you come back. So you're sort of trying to push the hips forward as you lean back. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And make sure that you're breathing, not holding the breath. So when you need a little rest, you just come up and sit down. And if you need to, just lean forward a little bit. You can even give the lower back a little bit of a rub. And then we'll have another go. Helping the opposite elbow. Knees are hip width. And leaning back. And you need to coming up. And from here, we'll come back down into extended child, sending the breath down into the lower back. As you imagine breathing in love and breathing out love. Now from here, on the next inhalation, let's lift up into cat. Keep the face soft, rounding the back as we drop into child. Inhaling cat, rounding the back. Exhale, child. Work now with your own breath, rounding the back into child. A couple more, and then we're going to move into down face dog pose. So you're welcome to keep working with cat. We're now coming up onto all fours. Tuck your toes and moving into dog. Feel free to bend one leg and then the other if they're feeling quite stiff, the legs this morning. Now you're welcome to stay in dog or just be working with cat.
Those of you who'd like something a little bit extra at this point, we're going to come forward into plank. And then if you like, try moving into Vasisthasana 1, our side balance. So those of you who'd like to come along with me, let's come forward. So shoulders come over the wrists, body's in a straight line. Then bring the left hand into the center of the mat, roll over onto the edge of the foot, turning to the right hand might be on your hip, or if you're feeling steady enough, extending the right arm up. We can either look forward or, if we can, look up towards our right thumb. And breathe. Good, and then we'll come back into plank. You can drop the knees, have a little rest if you need to. Otherwise, right hand into the center, rolling over onto the edge of the right foot, left foot stacked on top, left hand onto your hip, or extending the left arm up, and either looking forward or up towards that left thumb. Good. Back into plank. Let's move back into dog. And then dropping down onto your knees and back into child, either keeping the arms extended or, again, making fists with the hands and resting your forehead on your fists. All right, so from here, we're going to have a go at sliding along the mat through into a low cobra and then back into child. So we might try up to 5 of these. You might just want to do 1 or 2, and then we're going to come to lie on our tummies. So we're looking along the mat to begin. And as we inhale, we're sliding along, staying down low to the mat, lifting up, bend the legs, and push back. So coming forward, lifting up, bend the legs, and back. So up to 3 more of these. Good, and then coming forward and coming to lie down. Rest one hand on top of the other, your chin or your forehead on your hands, and take a rest. All right, so from here, we're going to take the arms above the head, so the hands are shoulder width apart or a little bit wider if that's better for your shoulders. Feet are hip width apart, your forehead is down on the mat. And we're going to begin by lifting one side of the body up. So let's exhale all breath. And then as we breathe in, we're lifting left arm, head, and left leg. Exhale, lower. So again, left arm, head, left leg, and lower. One more. And then swapping sides, right arm, head, right leg, and lower. Right arm, head, right leg, and lower.
last one. Good. Now a diagonal stretch, so we're lifting left arm, head, and right leg, and lower. We'll alternate, so now right arm, left leg, and lower. 2 more to each side. So left arm, right leg, and lower. Right arm, left leg, and lower. 1 more to each side. When you finish, releasing your arms down by your side, turn your head to one side, and again, just take a rest. Let the body feel very heavy, very relaxed, letting go. Okay, so I thought we'd have a go at dynamic locust, Shalabhasana. I think all of you have done this with me, but feel free to watch if you're not quite sure. So this is our start position. We exhale all breath. As we breathe in, we bring the head to center, we lift the arms and the legs. And exhale, lower everything down. Head turns the opposite way. So inhale, we lift. Exhale, we lower. So feel free to go at your own pace now. And if you prefer to just hold the pose and keep breathing, do that. One more to each side. And again, take a rest. All right, from here, let's bring the hands alongside the chest, head to center as we lift up, bend the legs, push back. Couple of breaths in extended child. And then we're going to lift up onto our knees, tuck our toes, moving into dog. And then walking our feet towards our hands and slowly, slowly coming up to stand. Just want to give the arms and hands a bit of a shake, even shake the legs. Feeling the humidity this morning. My glasses keep fogging up. All right, so we're going to have a little play with our prana ball. So let's rub the palms of the hands together. So just that reminder that we are working with energy, that we are filled with energy. We are made of energy. I'm going to take these off. I can't see a thing. So rubbing the palms. And this morning we're really working to contain that energy, to strengthen the pool of energy within us, but also remembering that energy extends outward beyond our physical outer self. It extends out, what some people refer to as an aura around us. It's just an artificial idea of a separation between the end of me and outside of me. So when the palms are really nice and warm, just cupping the palms, making a little imaginary ball, and then you're just having a little play with that ball. Be able to play around with taking the hands further apart. Don't worry if you can't feel anything. And then just release the arms down by your side. Exhale all breath. As we breathe in, let's raise the arms up. So you might imagine that rays of light, of energy are streaming out through our fingertips now. And exhaling, lowering the arms down. This is called making the sun, this practice. So we can imagine that the center of us is this beautiful ball of light and energy and warmth. And that light is streaming down our arms and out through our fingertips, spreading that light outward around us, or sharing our light. Keep the face relaxed, synchronizing the movement with your breath. Let's do 3 more with the chant of Om as we're exhaling. So we'll raise the arms up. Again. Take a breath, you might like to sigh it away. And then we'll have a little bend in the legs and we're going to start to bounce and shake. You might like to blow the breath out through the mouth. Again, this is a wonderful grounding practice. Feel the connection with the earth beneath your feet, helping you to get out of the head, get out of thinking, monkey mind, dropping the energy down into the body. Good. And then just slowing that movement down. And we'll take the legs a little wider and go straight into 3 stale air removers. Another great letting go practice. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms up. And then blowing the breath out through the mouth. So 2 more, inhale. Letting it all go. last one. Slowly come up. Roll the shoulders back. Bring the feet in hip width apart. And we'll work with just a little stretch for the sides of the body. So breathing in, raise the arms up, holding the right wrist with the left hand. And let's lean over to the left side. Come back to center. Change the grip and leaning over to the right. Back to center. Let's do that 2 more times. So leaning over to the left. And over to the right. Last time. And release the arms down. Take a breath. All right, let's come to the fronts of our mats. And I thought we'd go through a few rounds of Surya Namaskar, salute to the sun this morning. So we're going to start off in Tadasana, mountain pose with the feet hip width, hands into prayer at the heart space. You might like to just begin by closing the eyes and visualizing a beautiful bright sun in the sky as a symbol for our own inner sun. Again, that fiery ball of energy, the most incredible, radiant, vibrant energy, warmth, light, that is within us, as well as being the external sun in the sky. So connecting with that energy, that heat within us this morning. So let's exhale, release the arms down, and then breathe in, raise the arms. Exhale down through the center. Inhale, raise the arms, little baby back bend. And then exhale, coming forward. We're just going to add a half lift here. Legs can be bent or straight. So fingertips onto the mat or onto your shins, half lift. Exhale, lower, and just stay there for a breath. Then we're going to step the right leg back and the left. So we come into plank, and then we lower the knees, the elbows, the chest and chin into the 8-pointed position. Coming down into, just do Sphinx this morning. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. So you're resting on your forearms. Good. And lower down, bring the hands alongside your chest, bend the legs, tuck your toes into down face dog pose. And again, we'll stay here for a few breaths. And then looking towards your hands, we'll step the right leg forward and the left. Inhale, coming all the way up, little baby back bend, palms together, and exhale. And just take a breath in between the rounds, so hands are resting at your heart. And again, breathing in, breathing out. Little baby back bend. And folding forward, legs bent or straight. So we'll do a half lift here.
Exhale, lower, and we stay for a breath. And then we're stepping the left leg back and the right into plank. Coming down into the 8-pointed position. Sliding along the mat, coming into Sphinx. So resting on the forearms and holding for a few breaths. Lowering down, hands back alongside your chest. Bend the legs, tuck your toes, down, face dog pose, and we're holding. Look towards your hands, stepping the left foot forward and the right. Inhale, come up. Palms together and exhale. And again, just resting the hands at the heart, taking a breath. So 2 more of these, breathing in and breathing out. Coming forward. So half lift and lower, and we stay for a breath. Stepping the right leg back into plank, down into the 8-pointed position, and into Sphinx for a few breaths. Down, hands back alongside the chest, lifting up, bend the legs, tuck the toes into down face dog pose. And then we're stepping the right leg forward and the left. Inhale, come up. And exhale. And we pause for a breath. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Half lift and lower and hold for a breath. Left leg back into plank. Knees, elbows, chest and chin. Coming to lie down into Sphinx. Down, hands back alongside the chest, lifting up, bend the legs, tuck the toes, into dog. Looking towards your hands, step the left leg forward and the right. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms together and exhale.
Relaxing the shoulders, and you might sigh the breath away 2 or 3 times. Turning the sides of the mouth up slightly. And release. So just one more standing pose. I thought we might try a balance. And if you're feeling a bit wobbly, you can be near a wall or a chair for a bit of extra support. So we'll shift the weight into the left foot, and we're going to pick up the right and see if we can hold on to the foot behind the body. I'll do it. Turn sideways. So we're seeing if we can bring that heel to the buttock. And if we feel steady enough, we might raise this left arm up. Try to bring the inner knees together. So we can either stay here or move into dancing Shiva by slowly starting to lean forward and take that right leg back. Slowly coming up. Release the arm, release the leg. And we'll try the other side. So shifting the weight into the right foot. Let's pick up the left. Holding on. So if you can draw the heel towards the buttock, inner knees touching. If you can, raising that right arm up. So we might choose to stay here. Or some of you might like to start to lean forward and take that left leg back. Slowly coming up. Release the arm and release the leg. Take a breath. Well done. And then let's come down to sit. So I'd like you to choose a twist now, a seated twist, or it might even be a supine twist lying down on your back. Whatever comes to mind. Don't think about it too much. So you might be sitting cross-legged like me, or legs stretched out, or you might be doing a really fancy twist like Marichyasana or supine. So we'll hold the twist for perhaps about 5 breaths on each side. You might be sitting up onto some support if you're sitting. So breathing in, let's raise the arms if you're joining me. And then we'll twist to the left first. So 5 breaths on each side. When you finish the 5 breaths, return to center. And twisting to the right. Returning to center when it's time. And release your arms down. So we're going to move now into a meditation for perhaps about 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. And then we'll go into relaxation. So if you can come into a seated position, grab any support you need. If you're really low in energy, of course, you might just want to lie down at this point and do the meditation reclined. I'm going to come up closer to you once again. So if you are seated, you want to make sure that that spine is nice and upright. Again, you might imagine there's an invisible cord connected to the sternum bone, lifting you up from that point. The eyes lightly closed or with a soft downward glance. You might have your hands in a favorite mudra position. If you're not sure, perhaps Jhana mudra, tucking the index finger under the thumb. Palms can be up or down. We're going to work with a bit of a favorite meditation. Some of you will have worked with this with me before, to build the frequency of love. And it's a beautiful meditation for reminding us that we don't need to look for love outside of ourselves. We can build the energy of love within ourselves. So you might like to sigh the breath away once or twice as you settle down. Softening the skin of the face. Making sure you're not holding tension in the mouth. Relax the teeth, the tongue. And then I invite you to drop your gaze down towards your heart as you call to mind something or someone you love dearly in an uncomplicated way. Something or someone that makes your heart sing. It could be a family member, a friend, a pet, a sibling, a spiritual being or deity. It could be someone who has passed away, a special grandparent, great aunt. Or it could be a favourite place, a cherished memory, or even an object that has great meaning for you. Choose one thing that generates the sensation of love within you. And then begin to fill your heart with the presence of this person, object, or memory. Fill your senses with this image. And let the feeling percolate through you. Sense how you feel inside when you think of this image, this person, or place. Breathe it in. Keep breathing it in. And now let's turn up the volume on this experience. Double the feeling. Let it build. And then double it again. Fill your body with the love that you have for this person or thing. And then let it overflow into your room. Allow love to fill your room, expanding, becoming larger and larger. Again, notice how you feel in your body as all of this love is happening. Memorize how it feels. And now say to yourself, this is all for me. This is all for me. Drop the love that is bigger than your room into the very center of your being. Call it home to you. Let yourself receive it all. Feel it in every crevice of your body. This is all for me. What you are feeling is the vibration of love. It's not as though love is being brought to you. Instead, love is being brought up from within you so that you can experience the love you already have inside of you. The love that you are. So now let's very gently release this practice. And before we come to lie down, if you're seated, we'll work with Prana mudra and the chant of Om as we exhale. So we're going to work with 5 rounds of Prana mudra. If you're not familiar with this practice, we begin with the hands resting one palm on top of the other in the lap. So sort of the level of the Swadhisthana chakra, a little bit lower if you can. And we're going to raise the hands up. So if you know the chakras, you can visualize each energy center, and then we take them out to the side, and then we'll chant the hands back down. So 5 rounds of this. Let's exhale all breath. And then breathing in. Inhale. So 3 more. Oh. Oh. Last one. Oh. And in your own time, without rushing, we'll come to lie down for Shavasana, relaxation. Let's take your time. So as you lie down, take your awareness back to the moment you commenced your practice this morning and try to recall what was going on for you at that time, how you were feeling, and then reflect on how you are feeling right now. Giving yourself permission now to give in and let go. Let the body drop. Let the mind drop. Settling down, settling in, letting go. While you're resting, I'd like to share with you a few passages from the book The Great Master by Toby Alexander, who's a student of Paramahansa Yogananda. He says, I came to recognize that even though one may have thousands of advanced, sophisticated healing techniques and methods, what truly heals a person is the vibration of love. This divine love is the essence of all beings, but most importantly, I experience this myself by opening up my heart completely to it. Absolute love is the quality of love that God or Source has for all of its manifestations and is literally what we are composed of. It is our true essence. Effulgence is the state of being radiant, brilliant, and sending out rays of light. This is what happens when we embody our higher self and are activated into divine love. It is actually the nature of our true essence. This is also the quality of a small child who is filled with exuberance, innocence, and purity. When people vibrate at such a high frequency, just their presence alone helps raise the frequency of everything and everyone around them. They are not required to do anything. Their presence helps activate others into divine love. So let's start now to deepen the breath, becoming aware once more of where you are, bringing your awareness back into your room and your physical body, wriggling fingers and toes, having a bit of a stretch. And then rolling over to one side, making your way up into a comfortable seated position. Let's take the arms out to the side. Deep breath in, raising the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. And exhale, hands down through the center to the heart. Bowing the head towards your heart. Namaste. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Lots of love.